Long time no see. We are in my dog Spence's room that he sleeps in. That is the place we're recording today. Don't ask me why. It might not be the most visually appealing back here, but that's why it's kind of, blurred a little bit. So the lighting I know is not great, but this isn't about how it looks. This is going to be more so information for you guys in terms of the Q&A that I posted on my socials. So I'm going to be answering questions that you guys have asked me, and it's been a solid moment since I've done one of these. I used to do them quite often, so I might be a little bit rusty at answering these, but I'm going to give you guys what I always give you, which is my honest answers, advice, whatever you guys ask of me, or just talking about, I guess, myself and my goals. So yeah, we're going to start this Q&A now. There's going to be a lot of information for you guys here to take in. I noticed you guys really like the talking videos, judging off my last eating video. So that's good to know. I have a feeling you guys like the talking videos more, so this should have a lot of good information for you all. All right, let's get into it. Let's start these questions. I think everything looks good, looks solid, decent lighting here. I'm not a big fan of recording in here, as you guys can tell, but it's all right. We're gonna make it happen. Okay. Where are we gonna start from? Give me a moment. Okay. Where do I want to start? Okay, we'll start at the bottom here. All right, so how long have I been on Retatrutide? I've been on Retatrutide for about 5 months now, and it's been pretty solid. 5 months, staying really lean, single-digit body fat for the most part for the last 3 to 4 months. Not very many side effects other than my fucking lips are crusty as fuck all the time. They're dry as a motherfucker every day. The higher I go in dosage, so I'm at 10 milligrams once weekly right now. And the main side effect I seem to get is just having dry ass lips all the time. And that's kind of annoying. So even if I put on chapstick 6 times a day. So just by that alone, I might lower it back down to 6 or 8 to see if that kind of fixes itself, because I do drink a good amount of water. Maybe I need to drink more, but that's a little annoying. Okay. But yeah, 5 months, you guys have seen the results. You've seen the gains. You've seen me cut down and get really lean. My blood markers, lipids have all improved compared to before I was running it. I don't really have any other side effects, no skin sensitivity. I always do it in my shoulder. I don't care about sub-Q. I mean, it's kind of hard for me to do that anyway with very minimal body fat. So yeah, I do it once a week. That has been the best dosage frequency for me in terms of overall body composition, not just appetite suppression, because you guys got to realize that Retatrutide is more than just appetite suppression. That's like the last thing you should be focusing on with this compound. I mean, it helps, but this compound changes how your body works metabolically, like a lot. So the appetite suppression is just a side effect that goes away rather quickly. People always talk about, oh, I can't eat. I've been on it for a week or two. It's like, that's not going to last. You're eventually going to have a healthy, stronger appetite. Most people do. I mean, some people might not, but I do. I have a pretty strong appetite. But what you do notice is that you get full faster and for longer. So my appetite is still very strong. I would say it's like 85 to 90% of what it usually is, but I get full a lot quicker, and get full faster. So that doesn't really, it makes it harder for me to overeat or go crazy. I can still do it, of course, but it's not as comfortable. So yeah, I've been on it for about 5 months now, and in terms of coming off, I don't plan on coming off. It's been working great for me. I just want to fix the dry lip issue. I don't really have anything else to talk about. I mean, I've talked about it more than enough. It works. It's solid. And if you're interested, you just have to try it yourself and see how it goes for you. When will you see me on stage? I don't know. I don't really have any goals for that right now, for competing. Like I've said it many times before, I want to, but I just don't really have the desire to do it right now. I'm more focused on other things other than getting on a bodybuilding stage, which isn't really one of my goals. It's just something I kind of want to do. You know what I mean? How much backwater for 20 milligram vial? I just like to go for every 10 milligrams, 1 milliliter of bacteriostatic water. Would you ever make old Dtren videos for satire again? Love those TikToks. Much respect. No, because those videos now to me feel like they feel like I'm bullshitting. They feel like a waste of time. Like it just feels like bullshit. It feels really fake and bullshit like when I make those videos, and I don't think they're funny. It just comes up to me trying to find the stupidest thing to say, and I'm just kind of past that. You know what I mean? Like nowadays, if I try to make a video like how I used to when I started, which was, keep in mind, guys, almost 4 years ago. All right. It just seems like a waste of time. There's not really, you're not really getting anything out of it. You're not learning anything from it. It's just, like I said, it's bullshit. It's like, what's the stupidest shit I can say that is very like, I don't know. It's just like stupid. It doesn't represent me at all. And I don't think it's funny. So that's why I don't do it. It's like, it doesn't resonate with me. It doesn't make sense. So for me to do it, it would feel really inauthentic and not a good representation of my mind or my humor or what I like making. And it was never really my type of humor. It was just humor that people liked, and it worked at the time. All right, we're back. I just had to delete some footage there. Yeah, in regards to going back to would I ever make my old Dtren content? No, because again, I just think it's stupid. I really do. I despise that form of content a lot, and I've noticed over time other creators kind of started taking on that style of content, which is just stupid and just kind of surface level. So yeah, it doesn't really resonate with me, and I despise it. So no, we'll never go back to that form of content again. How many meals do I eat day by day? I do around 2 to 3 meals a day with 2 protein shakes usually. And then I'll snack on some fruit, whether it be raspberries, blueberries, banana, or I might have a fiber one bar, 1 or 2 of those, at night or at 3 a.m. It doesn't matter. But yeah, and my meals are typically all the same. If it's not gluten-free pasta, I'll do potatoes, like frozen mini potatoes. But yeah, I prefer eating less. I don't prefer eating a lot of meals. I prefer bigger, less frequent meals versus smaller, more frequent meals. How long did it take me to build up my size? I want to mimic it, but I know it will take easily 5 to 10 years. For me, it took about 8 years. So I started training when I was 17. Yeah, that's about 8 years. Yeah. 18, 19, 20. Yeah, 8 years. And I started at about 155 pounds. So, and that's training, going to the gym 6 days a week, for the most part, an hour to 2 hours a day. So it's going to take a long time. with or without PEDs. With PEDs, certainly still. What can I do to stop throwing up on Red Up and force eating? I lost too much. Don't take the compound. If you're throwing up and you can't eat, like, what are you doing? Either lower your dosage or you don't take the compound, man. You know. How long do I normally blast for, and how long will you run Red Up? So I blast typically around 4 to 5 months, sometimes 6, and then I'll come off for a month and a half or 2 and go back on. I kind of just go by feel. So if I'm feeling up for it, I will go for it. If I'm not, then I won't. And I already answered the Reddit question. I'll probably stay on it as long as I can, or indefinitely until I have a reason to come off, or there's something better that comes out, and then I'll probably run that. What would you recommend to go on a cruise? If blood work is good, could you blast years? I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question. Cruise is individual. It's all regards to your blood work, where your testosterone levels are at, how long you've been doing this. That question is kind of, you got to ask yourself that. You know, there's going to be damage done either way. But blasting for years, yeah, there's going to be some damage done eventually. But if you do it the right way, you do your best, take care of your health, you check your blood work, you know, things might turn out well. Did a girl get you started with the gym? Are you chasing happiness? No, a girl didn't get me started at the gym. What got me started is I actually just wanted to jump higher. When I was 17, I was really big into basketball and stuff. So, no women didn't get me started. Am I chasing happiness? No, I don't think so. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. I mean, I like to be happy, but am I chasing that? No, I'd say I'm probably chasing self-improvement. I'm focusing more on that versus overall happiness. But of course, if you're getting better, you're improving. It's hard to not be happy at times. What do you enjoy most about lifting, fitness? Just like I said, the self-improvement aspect, continuing to get better and feeling good about yourself and looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, you know what, I built that. I worked hard for that, you know. That is something I put my time, effort, and investment into, you know what I mean? And so when you do that, people notice it. They look at you, they see the work you put in, you see the work you put in. No one can take that from you. You know, no one can take that from you. You're someone that values consistency. You're someone that values long-term gratification. And I'd say I just enjoy the fact that it's what keeps me alive. It makes me feel alive. If I wasn't doing this, I don't know what I'd be doing, to be honest. So it kind of just gives me life, gives me something to look forward to. My arm size right now is probably 19 and a half. I don't know. I don't measure really anything. I just go and train. Try to get bigger. What's the biggest you've ever been? I've been almost 270 pounds before for a little while. 265. I didn't like being that big. It was not fun. Didn't really look good. And I liked all the food I was eating. Of course, I was eating normally, how I normally would eat. But it wasn't healthy, and it's not really the look that I want to go for. Why don't you train smarter? What does that mean? Training smarter. Is training smarter training how someone online tells you should train? Because if that's training smarter, to me, that sounds like the opposite. Should I train how scientists tell me to train? Should I train how a book or ChatGPT AI tells me to train? Should I train how a bodybuilder, an Olympian, tells me to train? Or should I train how I like to train and what brings me the most enjoyment and satisfaction and improvement in the gym, you know? So I don't really care to train smarter. I prefer to train how I want to. And I would say most of you should probably do the same. It's a lot more enjoyable. It's easier to stay consistent. Did you reach your peak natty potential before hopping on? No. I had about 1 year of training. I was about 205 and about 160 to 205 in 1 year, and then that's when I started. If you can give lifting advice, what would it be and why? Have fun. Have fun more than anything. The more fun you have, the more enjoyable you make it, the easier it is to stay consistent and make progress. It's how I've been doing this for 8 years now. I always have fun. I try my best to have fun in the gym and work my ass off. And it doesn't even feel like work. It feels like my playground. You know what I mean? So do your best to have fun. Pros and cons of Retatrutide. I would say the pros are many things. Weight loss, fat loss, better blood markers, better insulin sensitivity, better look, less water retention, better health. I probably already said that, or something similar to that. Cons, I mean, it's dependent on the individual. For me, it's dry lips, and my heart rate doesn't really get much higher. Maybe a little bit, but I don't really consider that a side effect. Maybe sleep is a little bit impacted, and my lips, which are even dry right now. So it's dependent on the individual. Where's your mind at while training? Are you more nihilistic or existential? I'm neither. I'm optimistic when I'm training. I'm having a good time. I'm feeling good. So when I'm training, I look at myself. I like what I see. I look at other people. Sometimes I like what I see, or I don't. I'm making progress. You know what I mean? I see other people working hard. I like that. I like seeing that. So it's a positive, uplifting environment. So when I'm in there, I'm optimistic. Anything is achievable. Anything can happen. I can do anything. I'm in there training my ass off, and I'm there to make it count. So yeah, I do my best to be as positive as I can. My training style is one of high volume. Intensity is moderate. I kind of just go off muscle memory. I don't track reps. I don't track sets necessarily. I mean, I usually will do 3 to 4. I mean, I have a vague idea, but I'm not like just not doing random shit. I'm also not super strict. I usually do 3 to 4 sets per exercise. And then I will also, rep ranges are a bit higher. They're usually not low. Sometimes I'll count, if it's a heavier set, but for the most part, I just go in there and lift, and I try to have good form, and I give it my all. Inspiration, I would say Arnold was a big inspiration for me. How has bodybuilding influenced your life and mental health? My life, it's given me the life I have now. So that's how it's influenced. It's shaped who I am now, what I do now, my perseverance, all that kind of stuff. And my mental health, it's made me more resilient, more goal-driven, more persistent, or consistent. Not necessarily more motivated, but more dedicated to my craft. So I would say the biggest part is the resiliency, for sure. Would you ever critique viewer physiques for a vid? No, I don't really care to critique other people or judge other people's physiques or whatever. I already do enough of that on my own, so I don't really care to do that. If it's not my physique, there's really no reason for me to critique someone else's, Current cycle has been 1,500 milligrams testosterone, 600 milligrams of primobolan, 6 IUs of growth hormone daily, 4 to 6 IUs of Humalog pre-workout, 2,000 milligrams of metformin daily, 10 milligrams of Retatrutide weekly, 200 micrograms of T4 daily. We got some, what else we got in there? We got like BPC sometimes, TB500. We got like a little bit of some other shit. We got SLU, but that stuff isn't really as important as the stuff I just listed to you. So that's kind of where it's been the past 4 to 5 months. 1,500 tests, 600 milligrams of Primobolan, no AIs, none of that. I'll probably continue on this for a little while, maybe a few more weeks, because my body's starting to break down a little bit. I'm starting to get tired. So I might go on a cruise phase here soon. And then I think my next blast, I'll probably be lower dosages. I'll probably be like half that. Just because I'm not really pushing crazy muscle or crazy size right now. How to grow your arms as a teen? Just train them more. Train them harder, more volume, more frequently, they'll grow. You know, that's just as simple as that. I like to take that approach with any muscle group that I want to grow. Train it more frequently, train it harder. Increase the volume, of course, to a realistic amount. Don't overdo it. And by listening to your body, you'll know if you're overdoing it. How does it feel to be stared at everywhere you go? I don't think I'm stared at everywhere I go, but I'm used to getting more stares than what I used to get before I was this size, and it's pretty normal at this point. Pretty normal for me. It's whatever. I mean, it can be uncomfortable sometimes, especially if I don't want to be stared at. But, you know, it's human nature. See a built, muscular man, it's human nature to stare, to look. Favorite protein powders? Right now it's going to be Pezziance peanut butter, or like maybe the Cake Pop. I also like Dimetized birthday cake, Fruity Pebbles, and then Fruity Pebbles. That one's on Amazon. So I like both of those. What facial changes did you experience when you hopped on gear? Just more fullness in the face for sure. That's for the most part what I've noticed. Fuller. That's pretty much what most people tend to notice. What's the biggest thing that keeps you motivated even when you're not feeling 100%? I don't really work off motivation. I just kind of feel the same. If I'm not motivated, if I feel like shit, if I feel good, I'm going to go in and train. If my life sucks, I'm depressed and nothing's going for me, or if I'm on top of the world and, you know, the world's at my fingertips, whatever, I'm still going to train. So it's not so much motivation. It's like what keeps me going, what keeps me living. If I'm not training, I'm not living. You know, those two go hand in hand. If I can't train, then there's really no point for me to live. You know what I mean? I mean, sure, there's talking to people, doing this, doing that. That's enjoyable. But at the end of the day, this is what I'm here to do, is to lift and to make progress. And for now, that is my goal. And that is something that I will continue to do as long as I can. And then once I'm no longer able to do that the way I want to, and then I'll make some adjustments on what else kind of gives me that will to live, you know. My calories right now, probably 2,800 daily, about 1,000 calorie deficit. And then I talked about in my last video, Sunday I'll have like a cheat meal or a cheat day, and I might go up to, from the weekend, maybe even Saturday included, I might go up like 5,000 to 8,000 calories above my maintenance. It kind of just depends on how much I eat. My favorite peptide after Retatrutide, I don't really have one. Maybe BPC, TB500, as those can help with healing. So if I had to choose, maybe those two. I did go to college for a while. I went to a community college, but I dropped out. It wasn't really for me. I was doing criminology, like law enforcement stuff, and at the time I was just like, yeah, this isn't gonna work. I can't limit myself to this belief system. I can't be told what to do and have to adhere to certain rules and protocols and can't do this, can't do that. No, it's like I'm gonna tell myself I'm gonna be something of my own boss. I'm not gonna do that. It was too much of a follower type mindset for me personally. I couldn't do it. I am sober. Can you give tips on not drinking? Just don't drink. Simple as that. Don't buy a beer. Don't drink. I mean, maybe it's harder said than done, but I don't drink. Why don't I drink? Because I just don't do it. I don't buy it. There's no reason for me to. Same with smoking. Why don't I smoke? Why should I? What is it doing for me? Why should I? You don't buy it. You don't indulge in it. It's kind of hard to do. You know what I mean? Same like, why do we eat food? Because we have to. We have to do that to survive. You don't have to drink beer to survive. You don't have to smoke cigarettes to survive. So, I mean, just kind of have to just not do it, dude. Like, ask yourself, why am I drinking? It's fun. Okay. Is that fun worth me potentially not being the best version of myself? And if that answer is yes, then you know your answer. And if you're fine with that, then that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're not, well, looks like you'll have to make some changes. I don't discuss PCT. Someone asked me, can I discuss PCT? I don't do it. I've never done it. There's not much for me to discuss about. I will never do it. So PCT, not much for me to talk about there. How much Primo to control you two? It's up to you. It's individual. For me, I like a little bit higher than 2-to-1 ratio. I need to run that to be able to run Primo Bowling safely or the right way with no issues. Height and weight, current weight. So, right now I'm 6'2", 235. Around maybe 8.5%, 8-9% body fat, somewhere around there. Would I ever consider doing muscle worship? No. That's not my line of work. What do you do to protect your hairline while on cycle? I just use RU and minoxidil daily, 1 milliliter of each before bed. Physique looks fucking awesome, bringing back the golden era. I wouldn't say I'm bringing back the golden era, but I like that my physique is something that emulates that. That's kind of the goal. Why I started this. I mean, I wanted to look like Arnold. I wanted to emulate him. So the fact I could replicate that, that's a good thing. Do you see yourself being a bodybuilding legend? I don't know. I can't say. The way I see it is, I don't know if I'll ever be a bodybuilding legend. I don't know what that even means. Maybe just being remembered, having a good physique, or winning trophies. But I know what I'm going to do is continue to improve as much as I can, make progress at my own rate, and see where it takes me. But I can't say for certain if I'll be a bodybuilding legend. I could fizzle out and not be remembered, or I could become someone that is deeply remembered. We'll see. I don't really think about that. I just focus on what I can do day to day, and if it grants me the title of a legend, I guess, well, that means I must have done a good job. But right now, I'm just not a legend. I'm just a man that likes to train, just like everyone else. How do I keep my skin so clear? I don't really do anything. I just run PEDs the right way. I've been doing it for 5 years, so I know how to do it. I use a cleanser in the shower. I use a moisturizer after the shower. And I do my best to drink as much water as I can, and I do my best to not eat crappy. I try to eat, 90-95% clean majority of the time. I try to, you know what I mean? So that kind of helps with me. And I try not to stress a whole lot. Tips for breaking plateaus on compound lifts. What are your PRs right now? Eat more, dude. Eat more carbs. Keep doing your lifts, but eating more will help. More carbs, especially around your workout. But PRs, I don't have any. I don't really lift for PRs, so my weights actually haven't really gone up much in maybe 2 to 3 years. I'm lifting the same weights, if not lighter, than what I was lifting when I was 21, so 4 years ago. Yeah, I'm lifting about the same, if not lighter. So I don't PR, that's not what I'm focused on. I'm focused on having a good training session and taking it day by day, Strength and endurance is never the same on a day-to-day basis. It's never consistent. You know what I mean? So I just take it how I'm feeling. If I'm training, if I feel well, I'll be more intense. I'll try to go a little bit heavier. If I don't, I won't go as intense because I physically can't, and I won't go as heavy. Is vascularity genetic or just that lean? A mix of both. I've genetically always been a lot leaner and vascular than most people, especially vascular. But a big part of it's genetic, but also because I'm pretty dang lean. But vascularity is a big part. It's relying on genetics. I mean, the PEDs play a part too. You take PEDs long enough, you build enough muscle. Yeah, your vascularity is going to improve. You get leaner. Yeah, it's going to happen. Long-term plans, continue getting better. That's it. I know it's vague, but I try not to think about the long term. I try to just think about the present moment, since that's really all I can control and focus on right now. How long can you run a 1500 milligram test without a cruise? That's dependent on you. It's dependent on the individual. What has been your favorite moment, event of the last 5 years? Oh, man. I don't know. I can't really say. I don't really have one. My favorite moment is the moment I'm living in right now. I don't have a favorite moment or anything that's happened in the last 5 years that has been significant to me. That has really held any emotional weight on me or a special place with me. So, answer that question, nothing. I just enjoy, I enjoy being able to live and to continue doing what I'm doing now. I'm grateful for it. But there's nothing in particular that resonates that has happened, an event. I just like living, My favorite cheat meal I get each week, I'm big on pizza. I love a New York pepperoni or a cheese Sicilian. New York pepperoni with hot honey, cheese Sicilian with ranch. There's a really good pizza spot out here in Oakdale, Stevie's Pizzeria. It's the best. I need to try other pizzas though. I'm a bit of a pizza connoisseur. Sometimes I like pizza more than bodybuilding. Do you sometimes approach women at the gym or do you stay focused? I tend to just stay focused. If I do talk to anyone, man or woman, that means I like you, and that's rare, you know. But no, I don't go up to women. I don't know, not like that. I mean, if two people are in the same environment and happen to talk to each other, we happen to talk to each other. But I've never been a guy to like try to pick up people, you know. I'm 25. Someone asked how old am I, how long I've been training. I'm 25. I've been training for about 8 years. 5, 8, I'm getting confused. How do you maintain good mental health overall and during cycles? I don't. I just do my best to be as consistent as possible. Sometimes it's really good. Sometimes it's not. What I try to control is how I treat other people. That is something I hold myself to. So even if I'm not feeling well, that doesn't mean I lash out or I treat other people badly. So if I'm not feeling the best, I deal with it internally, or I found healthy outlets to relieve that. You know what I mean? So you just have to be optimistic and have some self-awareness and persevere through any emotional issues you have, because we all have emotional issues, mental issues in life, just living as a person. You know what I mean? So you just have to adapt. You have to grow and you have to adapt, or you don't. You stay stagnant and you get worse. You know, there's getting worse. There's staying stagnant, which is also technically getting worse. And then there's improving. So you got one chance, and that means that you got one choice. You have to improve. You have to find ways to overcome it. You have to keep improving. Since you have so little fat, how do you do sub-Q injections? I don't really do them. I don't like them. I think I already answered this. How tall am I? 6'2". How do you feel knowing you inspired so many watching your 2020 vids? Got me started. To be real, it doesn't feel like anything. It doesn't feel like anything. Perfectly honest, and I'm not trying to say this in a pessimistic way. It doesn't feel like anything. I'm still going to the gym. I'm still training. I'm still doing the same shit that I was doing before this, that I was doing if I didn't have this. I'm doing the same thing. You know what I mean? So it doesn't feel like anything. And the fact I can inspire people, which is crazy because that was never my goal. I never came here to inspire anyone. I never came here to influence anyone, you know. That's pretty crazy in itself. That is quite the achievement. But does it make me feel anything? No. But I'm glad I can do that. I'm glad that you guys can learn something and improve from me. But if you want me to be honest, it doesn't feel like anything. You know, I'm still going to train. I'm still going to do what I can do. So that's not really something I think about often. When I'm in the gym, I'm no one. But besides myself, I am not Dtren, I am not Dawson, I am not someone on social media, I'm not a big time influencer, I'm not hotshot, I'm not sponsored by Young LA, I'm none of that. I'm just me and my body and my mind. That's it, you know, and that's how it feels majority of my life. If I'm in the gym or if I'm at the gym, I'm no one. You know, I'm just me. So it's almost like it doesn't exist until someone brings it up, or I check my socials and someone says it, or I see things about me or whatever I post and see comments. So to me, I'm glad. I'm glad that I can motivate people, you know. Would you ever move to Texas or Florida? No. I love California. It's meant for me. I've lived here my entire life. I don't plan on moving. I like to travel more, but I love California. I have no complaints. I do plan on moving out of Oakdale, but I don't plan on moving anywhere else. I have what I have here. Have you had any gyno resurgence since your surgery? No, I have not had any gyno resurgence, and I've taken compounds like Trenbolone, Deca, Anavar, Primobolan, 1,500, 2 grams testosterone. I ran that in the past, 2 grams. No gyno, no resurgence. It's all gone. It's not coming back. That's the amazing thing with gyno surgery. Before that, it was always a constant issue. I always was aware of it, felt it. Now it's gone. So it was definitely worth the investment. Remember the Reddit Dtren haters? Who's laughing now? I dude, I've had haters in every facet of life. You know, online, in person. That's just how life is. If you're making things happen, you're making progress, you're gonna have people that don't think fondly of you, especially if you're acting out and you're not being treating people right, which is what I used to do. I used to act out. I used to not really treat people right. I was really immature. I was harsh with my words. I didn't really treat people the best, respond the best. So I could see it. I could understand it if there is hate or negativity. Do you know what I mean? But I wouldn't say I'm necessarily laughing. I'm just focused on, like I said, throughout this whole video, continuing to get better. There's no time for me to laugh because I'm still focused on the next day, the current day, the present day, what I can do to improve in any facet, way, shape, or form, and dealing with issues that as you get older, you just keep dealing with things, keep coming at you. They test your resiliency. You know, life, that's how life is. It's not like one day you hit the jackpot and everything's figured out. Problems keep occurring, and it's up to you to navigate those problems. You know what I mean? Will you fall, will you crumble, or will you continue to find ways around it and improve? So I don't have time to laugh about anybody. So kind of a deep response, but that's kind of my mindset regarding that. All right, I'm going to do a few more Snapchat ones, and that's going to be it. When we're stepping on stage, Jacob, like I said, I don't know. Who remembers this audio? Oh, it's not playing. I think it's a metamorphosis audio. That's about it, I think. That's all of them. How you get so big? Consistency. What do I do for hair loss? I answered that earlier. That's going to be RU and minoxidil applied topically, 1 milliliter of each daily before bed. How do you stay humble throughout all your success? Most people should be like you. I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm humble. Personally. But I don't feel like I'm all that successful either. I have really high standards for myself. So while I recognize that I am successful, maybe compared to people of my age or just in general, it's not where I want to be. I want to be more. I want more. I want to keep improving. I want to be even better. So I wouldn't say I'm necessarily humble. You know, I could have my moments like we all can. But yeah, I just always want better for myself. I'm my biggest critic. I'm the hardest on myself more than anyone. So that kind of keeps me in line. That keeps me in reality and makes me realize that I still have a lot of work to do here. And I'm just a human being just like everyone else. And I don't like being put on a pedestal. That's for sure. Regarding anybody. So, yeah. All right, guys. That's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, the Q&A. It's been a while since I did one of these, but, you know, hopefully the answers are sufficient enough. Excuse me, apologize if I didn't have a whole lot of energy for this video, but, you know, I told you guys I'd get it done. I told myself I'd get it done, really. I told myself I was going to do it this week on Saturday. So we got it done. And if you guys want to see any other forms of content, whatever, talking style videos, if you guys like that, want to see more of that, just leave a comment, leave a recommendation, whatever. But nonetheless, as usual, thank you for tuning in. And if you made it this far, I appreciate you. All right, guys. Until next time.